Good evening and welcome to our daily edition of Just the News. Thank you for all of the feedback you've been giving us. There's one person on Instagram who said, you mark my words, just news without opinion will not survive. To which we say, challenge accepted. We're going to do just the news without opinion and we're going to survive. All right, let's get straight to it. This is Just the News for you tonight. It is the 11th of March. To begin with, the Trinamool Congress Parliamentary Delegation will meet the Election Commission in Delhi tomorrow over the alleged attack on West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee in Nandigram on the 10th. Now, the Chief Minister said she was attacked by 4 or 5 men who pushed her. A case has been registered following a complaint launched by one of the TMC leaders. In the meantime, the Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, has appealed to people to be calm and maintain restraint. She said she will resume work on the field in 2 or 3 days. She will not allow her leg injury to be a problem. I won't let it affect my meetings. I will move around in a wheelchair. For that, I will need your support, she says. TMC workers and supporters on Thursday morning, though, blocked trains near the Kariya Kadam Bakchi railway station in West Bengal in protest over that alleged attack. In Maharashtra, in the wake of rising COVID cases, authorities have announced a lockdown in Maharashtra's Nagpur from the 15th of March to the 21st of March. Nagpur Guardian Minister Nitin Raut has said essential services such as vegetable fruit markets, chemist shops will continue. This comes after the Maharashtra government imposed a night curfew in Kalyan, Dombivli and Nandurbar and a Janta curfew in Jalgaon. In Kalyan and Dombivli, shops will remain open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. In Nandurbar, the restriction will be in place from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. Shops and petrol pump owners will have to undergo RT-PCR tests within the next 15 days. The Chief Minister, Uddhav Thackeray, has said some areas of Maharashtra will witness strict lockdown measures to curb the spread of COVID. In the meantime, the central government has said it's extremely worried about the cases in Maharashtra. Niti Aayog member Dr. V.K. Paul, who addressed a press conference, said that this has 2 lessons for us. One, don't take the virus for granted. And he said if we are to remain COVID-free, then we have to follow COVID-appropriate behavior. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare said Maharashtra, Kerala, Punjab, Karnataka, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu cumulatively account for 86% of the new cases reported in the last 24 hours, of which Maharashtra alone accounts for 60% of the country's single-day total. As many as 22,854 people tested positive for COVID in the last 24 hours in the whole country, and that is a high of a single day of new infections reported in this year of 2021. Moving on to the case of the gelatin sticks found outside the Mukesh Ambani residence in Mumbai. Now, a terror group, Jaish-ul-Hind, has claimed responsibility for this incident on a Telegram channel, which, according to the police, was allegedly created inside of Tihar jail. Now, this is according to a report in the Indian Express. A private firm which discovered this investigation was asked by an investigating agency to track the location of the phone from which the Telegram channel was created. According to the report, the Telegram channel was created through a TOR network, which is used to access the dark web from a SIM card that traces near or in Tihar jail. Now, a TOR is a free open source software that enables anonymous communication. Listing the mobile number through the internet was accessed, and the cyber firm shows that the Telegram channel was created around 3:30 on the 26th of February. Well, according to a report in the PTI, the Karnataka government has decided to set up a special investigating team to investigate the alleged conspiracy to tarnish BJP MLA Ramesh Jarkiroli's reputation. The SIT will be headed by Additional Police Commissioner Sumendu Mukherjee. This comes after Water Resources Minister Jarkiroli resigned after a sex scandal in video of him with a woman who accused him of asking for sexual favors in return for a job, leaked onto the internet and was carried on many of the local Kannada channels, after which he resigned. Now, this investigation is on a complaint filed by Jarkiroli, who demanded that this is an attempt to defame him through a fake video. He has not named any conspirators so far. In Uttar Pradesh, a Khap Panchayat, according to the PTI, has barred women from wearing jeans and men from wearing shorts, saying this is part of Western culture and people should dress in traditional Indian clothes. Now, women have been advised to wear traditional clothes like saris, ghagras, and salwar kameezes. The community panchayat, and this is in Muzaffarnagar, also warned that those found violating the diktat will be punished and will face boycott. Disappointing news coming from Delhi. Delhi, along with Bihar, Karnataka, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and Uttarakhand, have been called out by the central government for constantly faltering on the sex ratio at birth index. Delhi witnessed the maximum decline by 6 points, followed by Odisha, Karnataka, Bihar by 5 points. Now, according to the SRS statistical report, the sex ratio at birth in India declined marginally to 899. So that's 899 baby girls born for every 1,000 baby boys. It used to be 906 back in 2011. This is deeply disappointing. It means that there's either sex selective abortions taking place, or for some reason the baby girls are disappearing. On a positive note, Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh, and Haryana have witnessed an improvement in the sex ratio in those states. A quick wrap on what's going on right now in the election states, as most of the election news is hotting up. JNU Students' Union President Alshe Ghosh will contest the assembly elections in West Bengal as a CPIM candidate. So she's the first sitting president of the JNU Students Association to contest an assembly election. She'll be contesting from the Jamhuriya Legislative Assembly seat. Also, certificates that are being issued right now to those people who have been vaccinated against COVID-19 in West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Assam, Kerala, and Puducherry will no longer carry a picture of the Prime Minister. This comes after Trinamool Congress complained to the Election Commission that it was a violation of the Model Code of Conduct. Moving on now to news coming in from the world of business. Apple has started the iPhone 12 assembly in India in the Foxconn factory after a really long time. This is the world's, of course, India is the world's second biggest smartphone market, so that makes sense. Apple has said in the statement that we are proud to be starting production of the iPhone 12 in India for our local customers. According to the Times of India, the Indian unit of Apple's Taiwanese contract manufacturer, Foxconn, will assemble the device in its plant in Tamil Nadu. According to Reuters, Apple is also planning to bring the assembly of the iPhone tablet to India as well. The move will help create more jobs in the country. Apple has been shifting some areas of its production out of China to other markets as it navigates the trade war right now on between Beijing and Washington. NASA has released an audio recording of its Perseverance rover firing lasers on Mars. Now, the strikes, which sound like a series of small clicks, are designed to help scientists analyze rocks around the rover. Remember, the rover was actually moved into a crater and it's now studying the planet a little more closely. The audio clips posted on NASA's SoundCloud page were recorded by a microphone attached to the supercam mounted on the rover. NASA has also shared the sound of wind blowing on Mars. As expected, the sound is different from what wind sounds like on Earth because of the atmospheric pressure on the red planet. In international news, and there's a lot going on, China's parliament has voted in favor of a draft plan to overhaul Hong Kong's electoral system. The voting in China's parliament was 2,895 for the change and 0 against. This is despite criticism from the US for this change. The resolution will allow a pro-Beijing panel to approve only what it calls patriotic candidates. The formal bill could be implemented in the next few months, and this is being considered a direct attack on the autonomy of Hong Kong. Meanwhile, Beijing said the plan is vital to promote stability in the city. The move follows a series of measures which have tightened Beijing's grip on Hong Kong, including the passing of a national security law and the crackdown on activists and opposition. So remember the protest that took place in Hong Kong, recently. Moving on to Myanmar, the UN Security Council condemned violence against protesters in Myanmar and called on the army to show restraint. It failed to denounce the military takeover of the coup or threaten further action due to opposition from China or Russia, though. With an aim to increase pressure on the military, the US Treasury Department has imposed sanctions on 2 children of military leader Min Aung Hlaing and 6 companies that they control. The UK's Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab has also said that they're contemplating fresh sanctions as well. In Saudi Arabia, activist Loujain al-Hathloul, known for campaigning for decades against the Saudi ban on female drivers, lost her court appeal against a prison sentence and a 5-year travel ban. She was appealing for her sentence to be overturned and the 5-year travel ban to be lifted. Now, along with other women activists, she was detained in May 2018 for protesting the ban on driving, incidentally, just weeks before the ban was actually lifted. Athol was released on probation but is barred from leaving Saudi Arabia for 5 years. On to news coming in from the UK. After Piers Morgan stepped down as a co-host of Good Morning Britain following 41,000 viewer complaints, ITV royal editor has said an official complaint has also been lodged right now on Meghan Markle's behalf. She's raised concerns that Morgan's words could affect the discussion on mental health and impact people contemplating suicide. In the meantime, Prince William on Thursday has defended the British royal family against the accusations of racism raised by his brother and his sister-in-law, saying, and I quote, "The royals are very much not a racist family." Buckingham Palace has also issued a statement saying they're saddened to learn about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's struggle. In Mexico, lawmakers have voted 316 to 129 to approve a bill to legalize recreational marijuana, the landmark decision for the country ravaged by warring cartels. The measure is expected to pass through the Senate as well as the President's office, who has supported legalization so far. The bill will allow Mexicans to smoke marijuana, grow it in small quantities with a permit, while letting commercial growers cultivate and sell the crop. In other news, Michelle Obama is considering retirement. She has revealed she's moving towards retirement. Speaking to People magazine, the former First Lady of the United States has said she's selectively picking projects for the future, adding that she and Barack Obama are building a foundation for somebody else to continue the work so they can retire and be with each other. She's also talked about how the lockdown allowed her some stolen moments with her daughter. Moving on now to the world of sports. Another retirement being announced. Indian boxer Mary Kom has said the Tokyo Olympics will be her last Olympics appearance. The 6-time world champion and Padma Bhushan awardee has said, and I quote, "Age matters here. I'm 38 now and I'm going to be 39. 3-4 years from now is a long time. Pretty sure I won't even be allowed to, even if I'm willing to carry on until Paris 2024, end quote. Also making his first appearance since the 2020 Australian Open, Roger Federer made a winning start on Wednesday at the Qatar Open in Doha. It was Federer's first match in 405 days after having knee surgery following the Australian Open. He beat Dan Evans 7-6, 3-6, 7-5 in a match that lasted about 2.5 hours. And finally, a little bit of positive news for you before we let you go at the end of the day. India's biggest floating solar plant is being developed in Telangana's Ramagundan district and is likely to be commissioned in May this year. Other renewable energy plants are likely to be commissioned this year as well. 92 megawatt floating unit at Kayamkulam gas plant in Kerala and a 25 megawatt unit at Simadri power plant as well. India marching towards renewable energy. There's always good news to hear and a good point to end your evening with. So you have a good evening. Remember to leave us some feedback on how we can make this better. Share this video, please. with anyone you feel will find this useful. Remember, we made a challenge at the beginning to survive with just the news. We'll be able to do it if you share it with people who will find this useful. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.